right. Hey, Anastasia, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I wanted to bring you in today to interview you. And first and foremost, share your journey. Tell with everyone where you are at as of today and how the course was able to help your journey before we go in with the questions.
So my journey started in 2022, so basically 2 years ago. And my idea was I opened my Shopify store. I brought items from China, from Alibaba. And I was thinking, okay, if I like some jewelry, I will sell them. But it wasn't the best idea, because I didn't do any research. I just bought items. And then I joined I joined some course before Luna, but it wasn't they teach us how to copy everything. So it wasn't when I started Etsy, it wasn't the best idea to just copy everything, because if everything is same, people don't buy from you. So then I think I bought first the mini course,
Mm-hmm.
and after probably 4 days, I decided I want something more.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined coaching after I was texting with other students. And I say, okay, maybe the coaching will be the best for me, so I can at least have some live calls. And yeah, and then I already had 46 sales at that point when I joined Luna. So it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't great. It was basically I was already 6 months on Etsy with 46 sales. And then it was very helpful when I had call with Luna, and she was checking my store and my listings, and yeah, she gave me critic, which was good,
Yeah,
because
I'm a
it
tough critic.
it my message card wasn't great. It wasn't the worst. I think at that point, kind of, I knew the fonts and which fonts is working and everything, but it wasn't great. The colors wasn't great. It wasn't wow. It was just like teenager is doing that, I would say. So it wasn't wow, and it wasn't selling as well.
Mhm.
And then when I joined coaching, I went through the lessons, and I start to at that time trends, which brought me sales. But I had an issue with my old trends, because my trends was book from books, which
Mhm.
I was great. I had bestsellers. I was trying to do still my way. So it's not like everybody else. I try to do like I like sparkly stuff. I just was putting everywhere sparkle, and I had customers which they loved that style. So because not everybody like plain white, so I try to be different like everybody else. And yeah, I had few lessons through 2 years on Etsy. I had few warnings, few warning they will suspend my shop if I won't change. And then I had to delete few time over 100 listings.
Mhm.
It- Like, yeah, can you imagine you working hard and then you have to delete something? And yeah, and then I was thinking what I will do now. Okay, slowly I start to add, I would say, general listings, which
Mhm.
is basically for family, for friends, for lots of kind of niches which they match together. But with hard work, I managed to to pick up again sales and people buying even the kind of general stuff without any IP IP items.
Yeah, absolutely.
I,
Because
I
essentially,
didn't I just didn't, sorry, Luna. I
no, you
didn't
could.
They will close my shop after so many. I basically I am guys. I don't have day offs. I I work. I'm exhausted today, but I'm ready to work. So I work except Christmas Day when I'm not allowed to work. That I sleep all day then, but I work every day, every day.
Yeah, and I mean, the reason that's important, like, it's not that we're promoting for you guys to work every day, but it's like going to the gym, right? The more often you work on your muscles and being consistent, the more you're gonna get better and better results, right? And also, it's good to know that Anastasia has a restaurant business. So she works during the day, and then at night, like that's when she usually works on her Etsy store.
And it's very hard, you know. But
But you're
I
doing an amazing job.
sometimes I feel the same as everybody. I don't have any idea. I'm going through, I do lots of research. I use lots of tools, which sometimes is lots of money for me. I pay monthly 500 for all my tools and subscriptions and Shopify and everything. And it's lots of money. I understand that. But in order to get better, we have to research what is working.
Yeah.
Not everything is working well. That's why we have to upload a few items or try different things. Okay, if you think your idea is great and it's not selling or people don't like it, maybe try different background, different products, different try to change fonts or I I decided to do only to sell only items which I like to wear. I like enjoy. So I don't go at the moment. I don't sell any clothes because I just don't like to wear any t-shirt with some sign. I like plain stuff.
Mhm.
But maybe it might change. Maybe I might think if I want to make more money, I might start next year some clothes as well.
But didn't you say you started a second store?
I did start at second store. I had basically the other store little bit longer, but I was trying to do digital tumblers,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of probably I didn't enjoy that. I didn't say I had few sales, but I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't. I don't even buy tumblers. If I buy tumbler for me, I buy plain one. Is not something what I like to do. And if I find something what I don't like to do, it won't bring you somewhere far because you need to enjoy what you like to do. So I like yeah. I don't add at this point so many more items to my shop. I try to keep same and similar style all, and it's working I think well for me.
So for people who joined, can you tell us where you are at today, revenue-wise, with your Etsy store?
So my revenue is in euros 97,000 and in US I think at this point is over 100,000.
And you sell mainly print on demand.
I do sell only print on demand at this stage. Next year I am planning to do as well my stuff inside my country. I
Oh,
want
nice.
because I want to do jewelry. I just love jewelry and I want to learn how to engrave stuff and to sell it here because I have basically shop from Ireland, but I cannot sell so much to Irish people because delivery is 2 weeks. Many times 10 days, 2 weeks, and I would just want to bring something for local people as well. And I want to expand.
So that's the other thing that is worth bringing up is the fact that you're in Ireland and I mean essentially you've been selling to a US predominantly like US demographic.
I think I have 85 to 90% of US customers only.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes I do feel is these are is people who are from US and they have US shop. It's I think it's better for them, but I think at this stage I think it's probably not so much important. I think we can do from other countries as well something big in Etsy and in
Yeah.
copy. Mm.
Because at the end of the day, what customers truly care about is how long the item is going to get to them. And as
Mm.
long as the item it gets to them on a relatively quickly, they're going to purchase from you wherever you are in the world. So that's worth noting. So for people who are feeling like they haven't had their aha moments, somebody said that to me today. It's like, oh, I'm feeling frustrated. I haven't had my aha moment. I'm doing my research, I'm uploading, but it's not clicking. What would you tell them? What did you learn through this journey? What kind of advice could you tell them?
I think just keep going. Maybe have somebody who will go through your listings and tell you through because I had in the past opportunity to see other shops and I know how they put mock-ups, how they don't care how it looks. And I spend lots of time on my mock-ups. I want to be different and I spend money to look every mock-up better. I spend lots of money on mock-ups and I think that's the key. And you have to learn how to zoom it, how to zoom out, what to make different.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like pink background and in the middle you put jewelry box, it doesn't look great. You have to go through Etsy and see how they have it, how other shops. Mm, you have to basically lots of research, even on Etsy, how people put their picture and what is working, what is not working.
Mm-hmm.
It's not every
Exactly.
not
Reverse
every
reverse
mockup is.
engineer like stores that are doing well, that have at least 10,000 plus sales, and reverse engineer, look at their mock-ups, look at their best sellers, study it, and understand, okay, this sells good because the message card is clear, the design is clear, they have like good models, you really have to really understand all these elements and have good mock-ups. That's definitely the first step. And then the second step, Anastasia, you mentioned that already, is understanding how to have a good design, which is something that takes time, right? Like a lot of time people have illegible fonts, the design doesn't feel like it's something that belongs on Etsy. Like I say this a lot, understanding the Etsy aesthetic is really important as well.
And everybody say like plain is the simple is working the best. So don't try to really put like pink, red background or some really color. It doesn't work on it. Probably it wouldn't work even if you sell it somewhere else. It just doesn't work. Just use white background, black background, navy background, something like that. And if you have dark background, of course, white text or sometimes I put gold text and people like it. So you have to see how it looks best. And the fonts as well cannot be too small. You have to see the number at least 24, 25. I don't know how it's called in Canva, the font size. So don't make it 20, even if you will if you do jewelry, I don't know, maybe most of you doing something else. I do what I like and I think I got good at it.
Yeah,
Be-
Alex from Alprint was telling me like you're up there in the top seller list. I was like, oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, so Anastasia like she like does predominantly like Alprint stuff. Yeah.
I do shine on print and I add maybe one, two more POD different. So for winter, I'm testing something. I'm not sure if I will if I will sell ornaments next year, I'm still thinking because my point is to if I work hard and if I create good design, I want to make from product at least 10 euro. So if I will make 1 2 euro, I think it's not point mm, to work so hard, you know. It's
Well, with ornaments, and it's right. It's more about volume
it's
versus
more
with
about volume.
prints, it's more
Yeah.
profit margins. Yeah, it's a different game. Absolutely. Yeah.
So basically, I sell items from, let's say, 12 euro until 120 in my shop. So that makes me, I have for everybody who like to spend more money. I have items who doesn't like to spend, and it's working for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good strategy because not every customer is going to be like a high-end customer, and then you're enabling folks who are looking for things at different price ranges. And so
Yeah.
you're able to attract like different kind of customers, right? The folks who want to spend less versus the people who want to spend more money. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like specific questions for Anastasia? So Josephine, in print on demand, we don't share our store. And the reason is because couple things. First, you can have like an influx of traffic and people clicking around. And when people don't actually purchase, it de-ranks all your listing because it's essentially telling Etsy like, oh, there's like an influx in traffic, but nobody's buying. And it affects your conversion rate and it de-ranks you. The other thing is as well is because then like I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, copycats. Like copycats are a problem. So that's why like in the print on demand world, we don't publicly share our stores.
I had many time problem like people copy me, and yeah, it's sad things, but it should push us more, you know. It will happen anywhere. People will copy us if we have bestsellers, and
Yeah.
just have to keep going. It won't help us if we will be mad and angry. Just yeah, it will happen. It will happen to you guys, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like people will copy you, absolutely. Um, and what I've learned, I mean, so I had a few items that were copied everywhere. Like I saw it on eBay, I saw it on Amazon, like I saw all over the place. Um, and what was really interesting is that when it came to Etsy, what helped me was to kind of like I always had the lead because like I was like always more creative with my items, right? So like every time I have an item that people copy, I'm always like ahead of the game. And the other thing worth noting about copying is like when people copy you, then you want to flood the marketplace with more of your items. So you can change like if you're doing jewelry, you can change the background, you can have like different types of design with like the same idea and you start flooding back the marketplace with your products. So then people who are trying to copy you, like they go down into the feed. And also what's really interesting about Etsy is that they know when people copy you, simply because like those copycats, they will get a few sales, but they're never going to be able to outrank you, is something I have noticed. Because I used to get very upset, but then I realized like people who copy me usually they're not able to outrank me. But unfortunately, like that's the name of the game, right? And so obviously you want to protect all your assets and all your creativity. And so as a result, like you also have to protect like your intellectual property, which is like all these different designs that you came up with. But yeah, especially with Etsy, it's like it's part of the land. And the best way to avoid that, I mean, first is like building the skill set of understanding where the opportunities are, doing your research and being able, and this is something that happens over time. And I'm sure Anastasia, now it's probably easier for you to find an opportunity than it was like when you first started, right?
It is, yeah.
And that's because you like know what sells and what doesn't sell.
But I still need to test because I sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes I think, okay, it's great, it's nice design, I like it, and finally nobody ever see that. So I just, we have to test it. Even I think my SEO is good, and but sometimes happen people just don't see it.
Yeah. Somebody, Jamie's asking you, how long did it take you until you started to have momentum?
It was basically when I joined Luna coaching.
Hmm.
I start to have I think on beginning you start to have few sales per week, then it will be every day, and then few sales per day. So it's like that, yeah. I focus mostly on evergreen items. I do
Yeah.
have Christmas one, not really like I don't write anywhere Merry Christmas,
Hmm.
but I do have this year I add some Christmas items, so people buying for Christmas. But normally I have evergreen, and it's working well for me. And
Yeah.
even in new shop, I have like I would say every day I have sell even in new shop, and I have 26 items there, 26 listing, which is like so great, to
Yeah.
have every day sell and with almost no listings. So it's not
Right. And
how.
that's because like you know what sells now because you put in the reps, right? And so something I've noticed, like when you started, I mean, I remember like you started uploading aggressively too, when you started. And also because, I was telling you, you have to understand demand, right? Before the method was, okay, I'm going to take something that's doing well and copy it without really understanding who the audience is and whether or not there's enough traffic and where the opportunities are, right? And
Yeah.
once you understood like there's demand, you started uploading. But then I remember, you know, you started working on your design skill set, right? And making sure that the design, it's almost like I agree, like at the beginning, you were trying to do things that were like so different, too different. And I've noticed a lot of people at the beginning, that's what they do. They're like, oh, I need to be different. But it's almost like you guys go over the top, right? Like sometimes it's just like doing something very subtle. So I'll give you an example. Like right now, there's a lot of shirts that or sweatshirts that are going viral. And I'm noticing all people are doing, like some sellers, is adding designs in the sleeve,
Mm.
right? So sometimes it's something as simple as that. And you guys are like trying to like it's almost like you're trying to be too creative, right? Would you say you did that at the beginning? Like, were you trying to be too creative, or what was your thought process before versus now?
Of course, I try. You remember, guys, I have all my design in my laptop and on Canva. I am not deleting them, and it's like really even now, if I go back few months, it's still improving. So always you will improve, and always, and it's good to compare yourself with your work, what you did at the beginning, and just stay basically proud of you,
Hmm.
because
And
it's hard,
yeah,
I have moments when I have tears. I have moments when I don't want to give up, because I spent already 2 years and I didn't give up. So that's mean I don't want to give up. Even I don't know what will happen. I think I still can find new way what to do, and I want to expand more. I'm not sure if I want to do some live selling. I'm not sure. Maybe I want to find somebody who will do it for me if I will have money for it to pay somebody. But yeah, I want to expand, because now at this point I want to have more sell. I want to just work from home and to travel and to finally live a life. I would say after 8 years of business in the restaurant, which I have to show up every day, is the same. I have to show up every day on Etsy. So it's hard work. It's not easy, and we are I would say if I'm celebrity, I might post something and everybody will buy it, but hold, I am not. So just
That's not true. I
uh,
don't think celebrities can like just post something and everybody will buy it.
oh,
But
back home, yes, back home, yes. Everybody they post something and everybody is buying that because yeah, I don't know.
but I think, right, I think the what the key with Etsy, and especially like Etsy is changing as a platform, obviously, right? And just like everything, Amazon, TikTok, everything is always ever evolving. That's the nature of digital marketing. And so the key is understanding like what the new what customers are buying on Etsy and like adapting based on that, right? And so I would say when you started, um, like people were buying more jewelry. People are still buying jewelry, but
Mhm.
I would say things have shifted,
Yeah.
right? From apparel, ornaments like mugs. So now also there's like more products that are available on Etsy versus, I mean, there weren't as many products available back then, right? Like print on demand is also ever evolving. And so now there's like a bigger repertoire.
Before was basically shine on and on print at the beginning wasn't that great, and I brought them emails like I'm finishing with you and never again because I basically have to refund my money to customers because she never get it. So on beginning I had really problem, and I started base as soon as I opened my Etsy shop, I saw on print on some YouTube video. I said, okay, great, I'm going to learn. I couldn't learn photopia. I was writing email to to Alex. I said, I'm not able to do mockups. I don't know how to do it, but I just learn. I was watching video. I stop when I want to learn at this stage something. I watch it again. I stop it till I won't learn. So now I basically don't use even Photopea. I use Photoshop because that was my thing to learn, and I think I'm getting better there because it's I think much better and quicker for me at this point. And
And
yeah,
that and that's so important to note that that's the mindset of an entrepreneur, guys. Like when you're an entrepreneur, you find a solution and you learn. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, Anastasia, I can so relate because when I knew I wanted to change my life and I was like tired of not getting the results I wanted, I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn everything that is needed to be successful,
yeah,
right?
I think
And I did not, I stopped getting frustrated when I didn't know something and like wanting to throw in the towel. And I decided instead what I'm gonna do is learn and every day get better and better and better and better, right? So for me, I kind of started like because you did TikTok ads at the beginning, right? That's how you started with Shopify and TikTok ads.
yeah, TikTok ads. I had few sales. Uh, I had few sales, but it was kind of expensive for me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and me too. So me, I did Facebook ads and I did okay, but exactly, it became very expensive. And then that's when I discovered Etsy, which personally I never thought about Etsy because especially when I started, like within print on demand, like it wasn't, it's not that it wasn't talked about, is that it was like the kind of thing where you're like, oh, Etsy's cute. Etsy doesn't have like the revenue potential, like because especially in these like print on demand groups, everybody is like going after like the $1 million revenue. And so almost like thinking smaller helped me because I was always chasing the $1 million revenue. And when I realized, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with spending all this money on Facebook ads. I'd rather go on Etsy, understanding the fact that I was tapping into organic traffic and I did not need to buy ads, especially at the beginning. That was like a huge shift, because then I realized I'm testing for 20 cents a listing versus with Facebook, every time I'm testing, I have to spend money on what I'm testing.
I was spending hundreds of TikTok, like
Yeah, and
lots.
you uploaded hundreds of TikToks before you got anything. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
expensive. Like I say, I have to stop. Even you get sales, but the money what you already spend, like let's say you spend already 500, 600, and you're waiting for some sales, and you testing products, and still in Europe the TikTok ads are cheaper than in US, what I hear, but it's still expensive, and they will charge you for everything, and sometimes you forget to
Turn
off
it off. Yeah.
I have to through my I was at work and I have to check my data if I have to turn it off or if I can continue. It was crazy and lots of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because the thing is, guys, like in entrepreneurship, there's different levels, right? And it also depends on what you feel comfortable with, right? Like, because at the end of the day, to start a business, you need to invest money, right? Like when you started your business, Anastasia, your restaurant business, you had to take out a loan, you had to invest money, right? So
Yes.
there's different ways of doing it. Like with Facebook ads and TikTok ads, I mean, you're gonna have to hire a Facebook ad coach or a TikTok ad coach because learning how to buy is one thing. But then the other thing, and this is why personally TikTok to my Etsy is a better option, is because most people when they're starting out, the issue is not so much media buying per se, and media buying is like buying ads on TikTok or Facebook, but it's not understanding how to have a product that people want. And that's the beauty of Etsy. It teaches you to create something that people want because Etsy is going to push your listing and it's going to tell you whether or not people want that listing. You're
Yeah.
going to get that data on Etsy, right? Like, so if you're not getting sales, it's not because you're missing like a hack, it's because you need to work on your listing. So if you're still struggling and you guys are inside the course, my recommendation is to rewatch the blending chapters, rewatch the research chapters. Like this year, I've put a lot of effort into revamping those chapters and putting way more detail than I did last year. So it might be overwhelming for some of you guys, but like I'd rather give you all the information you need so you truly understand what it takes, right? Than give you like something that's like more high level. Um, and rewatch it because a lot of times you think you understand it, but something might not be clicking, right?
Hmm.
What other feedback do you have or advice?
Just keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going. It takes time and it's hard. I will. It's not easy. It's not easy, guys. But just
But
keep going.
nothing's easy in life.
And you have to see what is your priority. How
Yeah.
much how much TV you watch. Guys, I watch maybe I can count on my fingers how many movies I see in a year, not in the week, in a year. I don't watch TV. My TV is YouTube when I want to listen music, which is helping me for my work. When I just don't watch TV. I don't go anywhere. I basically my life is work at the moment, but I'm hoping it will change next year or
But
year
that's
after.
the thing, right? Because you're painting, right? But I mean, no, I love that you're raw because it's true, guys. Like when I started my journey as well, like I all I did was work. And I know it doesn't sound sexy, but the thing is, it's almost like, okay, I don't know if any of you like know anybody who went to law school or medical school, right? When they go through that stage, the beginning stage of building their career, they're putting a lot of hours, right? And then once they've had that foundation, then it gets easier. So at that stage, it gets easier. But when I first started, when I was serious, finally serious, And I was like, this is it. I'm making it happen. I went all in. Like I was like you, Anastasia. Like I worked all the time. I said no to people. But because my why was very clear, I was like, I want this really bad. I'm tired of not having this, right? And so I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but like that's kind of what is needed to go to the next level. And every time in your entrepreneurial journey, you're going to go through these stages, right? Like you're going to reach one cap and then you're going to have to go and push hard to reach that other cap and that other stage. That's what it's required. But for me, then it's the ability to have the freedom of being able to not have a boss, wake up when I want to wake up, being able to travel, being able to do what I want to do, right? And so that is within reach. But the reality is, yes, you have to put in the work, right? Like you have to, because the other thing too, worth noting is like each and every one of you guys like come from different backgrounds, have different set of knowledge or strength or weaknesses, right? Like we're all different and we all learn differently. So based on that, it's very different as to what it's going to take for each and every one of you. And again, I mean, Anastasia works like 12-hour shifts in her restaurant. So that's why I mean, she also like if Anastasia can do it, you guys can do it, is what I'm trying to say.
I got, we have business restaurant. I have as well child. He is 9, which is much easier. When we started business, he was only 1. So I still have other things to do. I still have to do preparation for tax for our accountant. It takes me hours. I still have other things to do, but I still go every day to my Etsy, and either I sometimes I am so busy and I have to do only orders, because I do every order I do manually, which except probably on print at this stage, because before we had to do on print everything manually
Mm-hmm.
and have app, and it was more difficult, and I still have some I think some listings when I have to go to manual process. But other products, I do everything manual. I have at this stage 90% of my products is personalized, and I offer personalization. Basically, everything they can change. If they don't like some text, they can text me. I can change it. So, but because I offer something what people don't offer, then I think it's helped me to have more sales.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Personalization is a really big one with Etsy because that's why people come to Etsy, right? They want products to be personalized or they want something very unique that they're not going to find anywhere else, right? Like something that is like trendy, like the raccoons that I've shared in the past or like the election t-shirts, like that's what people go on Etsy to buy, right?
yeah.
Um, and adding that level of personalization makes all the difference. Um, and yeah, you're right. Like Outprint is much easier than it used to be because back in the day, there was like a lot of manual labor involved.
Yeah. And every order I have to email them and wait for answer. And Alex was that time alone, so yeah, it was lots of manual work, and special before Christmas. I think they have up since last December or something like that, no?
Yeah, now he's got a much bigger staff than when he first started. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's asking, what do you think is the earning potential on Etsy? Jamie, it really depends. So actually inside the course, like I have like a section that talks about that. Like each different products have different earning potential. And that's based on the search volume and understanding traffic. So for instance, like apparel, and this is something that I learned later down my Etsy journey, because like when I started, I was all about jewelry, right? And then I added different kinds of products because I realized with jewelry, I was only tapping into the gift niche. And when
Mhm.
you're only tapping into the gift niche, you're only attracting a smaller pie of the traffic, if that makes sense, right? versus when you do apparel, you open up the pie of the traffic. What do I mean by that? Is that when you're doing apparel, it's not just people buying gifts, but it's also people looking to buy for themselves. So while the profit margins are not as high, you do get more volume.
Mm.
And so with items where it's not just a gift, you're able to earn seven figures. But apparel obviously has its sets of challenges, right? Apparel, you do need to have um, some design acumen. You don't necessarily need to be a designer because now you can like go and create a Fabrica. Like you can, there's a lot of tools that enable you to like create designs, but you do need to have like a design, like understand design, right? Understand what fonts go well together, etc. So that's the challenge. And it is also more competitive versus jewelry and other products. They might not have as big of an earning potential, but they're easier to crack. And so that's why it's important to look at your journey as like a stepping stone, right? Your first goal is to make your first $10. Your second goal is to make your first $100, then your first $1,000, 5,000, 10,000, and every stage, right? You get better and better and better. And so that's why I recommend you guys, wherever you are in your journey, give yourself a smaller goal. Actually, it's funny, we had a student last year, Katie, she started in September and her goal was like, I want to make $1,000. Like that was her goal, or 1,000 euros, because I think she was in Sweden or Norway. She's like, I just want to make €1,000. And she ended up surpassing that by December. She ended up earning like over 15,000 euros.
I
And
think
the
you will.
reason I think that happened is because she had a smaller goal. When we have two big goals, it's almost like our brain does this weird thing where it's like it like doesn't believe we're capable of it, and it's almost like we self-sabotage ourselves. I've noticed that. I don't know. Have you noticed that, Anastasia, or no? I'm speaking from my personal experience. I don't know.
I do have my goal, and sometimes I put on my phone how much I want to have this year in my bank account. It didn't happen yet, but we have to say, okay, so maybe it will happen next year. So don't be disappointed, because every improvement, it's good to set up small goal, and then you can
Yeah,
set as well big goal and go through the small goal first.
yeah, exactly. It's good to like set a small goal and then go from there and
Yeah.
go and continue.
And
And
even
also, go ahead, sorry.
I say don't beat yourself if you cannot put 5 listings a day, because I am not able myself. If I'm able, that I'm happy because I did it, kind of. But no, if you can do just one, that's okay, because it takes me time. Or sometimes you can do half. You can prepare a design and you can finish next day your mockups or something, or you can have draft listing in Etsy and finish it next day. Don't beat yourself, because we are we are probably lots of us busy, and lots of you has lots of kids. I mean, more kids than one, what I have, or other things on, or full-time business, full-time work. But don't beat yourself. It's everybody has different journey. For me, somebody is 2 years on Etsy and they are making much more money than me, but everybody has different journey, and I think we have to be proud of ourselves, that we don't give up, that it will, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
because think of it this way, guys, like making money online is such a huge accomplishment in itself, right? Because it's I'm gonna say it, sorry, but it's almost like you're getting out of the matrix. Right? It's like you're finding a way to be self-sufficient by learning how to make money online. Um, and the reason I love Etsy is because you don't have to there when you're trying to do like the regular what everybody teaches, right? The problem is there's too many variables and there's too many things to learn. And that's why most people end up giving up because You have to learn how to have a good landing page that's gonna load fast, email marketing, SMS marketing, media buying. And so for anybody who's just starting out, like that's just so much to learn at once that it's overwhelming. And so instead, learn the foundation. Etsy already has everything for you done. They know what kind of page is gonna convert. They have good speed, they have credibility, so you can have zero testimonials um, or reviews, and you're gonna get sales. So the only thing you have to zero in is uploading good listings, right? And that is gonna be very different for each and every one of you. But the reason I always push upload more is because I know from data, people who upload more get results faster, right?
But
But not everybody's able to upload more. I get it. You're right, Anastasia. But in the group, that's why I'm always like, upload more, because that's
no,
gonna help you guys.
sometimes happen you don't have you are sick, you don't have power, and maybe just do maybe say, okay, I don't feel good today, so I go to do something for 30 minutes. I never say that to myself because I work. Phew. So every day I go sleep 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up 8 o'clock. So that's my basically
You're
on.
crazy.
Yeah,
Don't die.
yeah, yeah. At least.
I don't recommend this, by the way.
Oh, but for me, it's like it's not always I come home and I turn on computer, but it's not always I start to work on Etsy. Sometimes I just want to learn something or listen something, watch something, and maybe some social because I'm as well human, so I check what is new on Facebook and everywhere. But then I say, okay, so what I'm going to do today? And sometimes I don't have inspiration. Sometimes you see lots of listing in front of you and your brain is fog. It has completely fog. You don't see anything, even it's everything in front of you. But sometimes I don't see. I say what I can do, but what I can share. Now I'm going to share with you something what is helping me and helping me a lot, and is the best money spent is ChatGPT, and I pay
Yeah.
monthly, and it's helping me. I can upload. He will give me, okay, it looks good, it doesn't look good. Change this, and I communicate the same way like with my friends. I don't communicate some special special language, and that's for me the best. What I think the best
So
would help.
you upload your listing and you ask it if it looks good.
No, before I upload my listing,
Oh, that's interesting. That
I
is
do,
give
I
you
do
an amazing tip. I never thought of that.
I do that probably over a year, and many times it's happened. Or I will tell him, okay, if I want to create something, okay, show me how it might look, and he's showing me. Then I upload mine. He's telling me, I call him he. I don't know his name, but he's telling me,
Love-
this one the fonts doesn't look good together, and that's the best for me.
Oh, I just learned something today. See?
Best 20 euros spent monthly, and I think even if I give up all everything, every other tool, I think I would keep ChatGPT because it's like I use it for our business, for my social, for not really picture create because the DALI 3 is not that best to create what I need, but it's helping me with everything. It's helping me to reply to customers. And sometimes I say, okay, I don't like what did you say? I like it different. I tell him, okay, use common words because if I'm foreign and if I don't understand some English words, I say I rewrite it. So I want everybody will understand the same way that English as I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I communicate. This is tool which I use every day, and I use for almost every listing. I'm going to upload something new, and he give me new text. I say, okay, change this font, tweak these things. Uh, and he advised me everything. He's like, if I don't have ChatGPT, I would be lost in my business, I would say.
That's amazing. I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna test
How
that.
would
Like,
I? Because let's say I create something, I sell lots of journals and specialists working for my journals, and I everything what I sell, I like to bring emotions to customers. That's why probably I didn't choose to sell t-shirts, because t-shirts that at least for me doesn't bring me any emotions unless you wear some maybe for 2000 euros some t-shirt and you wanted that all life, then it will bring you emotions. But I like to sell something what will bring emotions to customers. Doesn't matter if they want for themselves, because I sell jewelry as well for themselves. It's not always as a present. So many my customers, they buy for themselves, even it's message card, but the way how it's written the message card, I think they like it for themselves, and even the design. And
yeah,
so
and actually, yeah, exactly. You can ask ChatGPT to rewrite something and add emotions to it. Absolutely. If you guys like, I have a whole bonus chapter. In it, I was using an extension, AI RPM, but you don't even need that anymore because I did that chapter about a year ago. Now, if you subscribe to ChatGPT 4, I mean, essentially, you have access to much better technology. Like, you can get the free version, but I think it stops after like 4 questions a day or something like that.
I think,
But anyway, and the good thing with the paid version too, guys, is that it learns from what you give it. It's learning what you need from it.
and now it's good because now they change all your conversation it's safe. So if I want to ask something about, okay, let's go back to this message, he will find it for me, and we can continue where we stopped before. Or guys, it will help you with everything: how to write title, how to write how to write description, what tags. Even my tags is working. I don't need, I say I don't need, I still use a lot of tools, and I see what people use which tags, but many times he give you everything, because normally I don't know exactly how to write a prompt, but he can research for you on Erang and everywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
it's so good. It's so good tool. It's just you are sleeping. I think if you don't use it, you are sleeping. Is the best.
Yeah, it's the best. Yeah, I use it all the time for a message card, but I never thought of using it to like give feedback. I love that tip. That's awesome. Yeah, guys, and also like you can ask ChatGPT for prompts. It will give you the prompts. If you don't know what prompt to use, just tell it what, like especially if you're using ChatGPT 4, you tell it, this is what I'm trying to do. What prompt should I use? And it's going to give you a prompt. So that's also worth knowing. Jessica says she uses Jasper.ai for everything.
I think that's expensive, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else do you recommend, Anastasia? Any other final tips?
I say not really. Just see what is working, and if something is selling is not so easy, I wouldn't recommend exactly to have idea what is bestsellers, because that's much harder to have differ to have something else. But what is selling, you can try to add something there. You can try to change text, or try different fonts, or make it
Yes.
different. if, if I uh, let's say I go on Etsy, and because I love journals, so I sell everything what I like.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if we go back to journals, let's say it's something selling, but there is only one sentence,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, okay, it's selling, but I think I can make it better, because what people have from one sentence, because I still want to bring the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I want, and as well, you have to, if you do journals from Shinon, which I think for value is the best from Shinon,
Mm-hmm.
or some later one. just oh, I lost my words. Sorry.
You were talking about like testing multiple variations, testing this.
Testing, but also bring something because I don't think so on journals is working some PNG.
No, no, you need to have text. Yeah,
I I used to sell when I was doing IP items. I used to sell. Okay, I put PNG. I put one sentence, and it was selling because it was IP. But
yeah,
I don't do any more IP, and I don't want to even do because I want to keep business. I want to grow. I want
yeah.
to something what I really like to do. I love to do. I'm not probably I would yeah. I basically many months I was doing even for free. So, because if you find something what you can do even for free, I think that's the thing what you want to do. And even if we go back to journals, if I see okay, there is one sentence and that's it, and maybe just name, I always think okay, what how I can make it different, what I can add there, which text I can add there, and I am testing because it doesn't take me time. I have set up every. Let's say I'm doing journals on Canva because I think that is the best tool for text based, and I have open folders and I have 200 designs for journal and I have them under each other. So basically, if I do some design, I just copy, delete the text or add the new text there, and I work it like that. And if I personalize item, I copy the name from Etsy and I put it to my template and voila, I can send it. I use anywhere POD, so I just upload there. I don't use it for my personalized item because as I offer more than just name to change,
Mhm.
I do prefer to do it myself. But yeah, if you want to grow, I think nowadays you have to offer personalized item, not
Yeah,
at 100%, but at least over 50%.
yeah, I agree. Personalization is key. Somebody's asking, do you think colorful text on a journal is a good idea or stick with more neutral colors? You want to
You
answer that?
you can try that. I try to my journals. People think it's engraves. It looks like that. So I'm not. I don't use so much colors. I would say on any text-based items. But you can try that. You can try. See, and you have to work well. Okay, the journals are very dark brown, and you have to think. Okay, if I put red text, it will be visible when
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Exactly. That's such an important point. Like a lot of times I've seen designs where it's not visible and it's really hard to read. So you have to make sure that it's easy to read and you
Yeah.
have to make sure the customers can see it. And the other thing too that I've noticed is when you are uploading an idea, you just stop there. And so Anastasia brings a good point. Let's say you want to test red font, which I mean, personally, I don't think that's going to work, but try it and then upload the same copy in black font, right? So it's almost like you are a mad scientist and you're trying to try different versions to see what's going to be the best recipe you've ever made, like, or like a chef, right? You're trying to see like what's the best recipe you can make. And understanding too, people don't buy products, they buy emotions, right? Like they buy something because it makes them feel a certain way. They give a gift because there's a feeling associated to it, right? And then obviously as well, like you do want to add this element of demand. Um, and so something worth noting, because like Anastasia brought up the IP thing a couple times. So last year with Etsy, you could get away with IP, right? Like it was, there were like a lot of things that you could get away with, right? But now it's become way more strict. Um, and so people who have products that are IP, so it could be a book, it could be like lyrics from a recording artist and all that. usually like, especially for books, they buy licensing. And to buy the licensing, you have to get in contact with the publisher and you pay them and you ask for permission to buy that. So a lot of Etsy sellers do that when you see like t-shirts that are like from a book, right? But Etsy kind of like, I mean, yeah, there was like a huge clean out last year, right? Where they were like, okay, like we no longer allow that, blah, blah, blah. Now, what we show you guys, inside the community is we always double check, it's never IP, but it's things that are in demand. And in demand things are very different based on what you're going after, right? So if you're going after apparel, right? Like the design elements we share with you guys, like on a weekly basis, like those are going to do really well. If you're doing something that's like more family niche, and evergreen, the first thing with family niche and evergreen that I do want to mention is that I mean, tell me if you disagree, Anastasia, but for me, I think that's for more seasoned sellers because when you're starting out, most of you, when you do family niche, what I've noticed is that you're doing something very generic and it's almost like you're copying what's already out there. And in order to get to the level of Anastasia where she's able to understand, okay, let me take this phrase, let me like re-engineer it. Like I've noticed it takes a little bit more practice, right? And so doing things that are in demand is kind of like the hack to getting sales faster and understanding where the opportunities are, especially if you're doing apparel, right? But Anastasia's right. Like I've seen people put like, because I've shared like the raccoon is like really popular, and putting a raccoon on a journal is not going to work because the purpose of the journal, like, so we know that the description, what is the description that's gone viral? The difference maker. You know that journal, the difference maker, and it's like the description. Why is that doing so well? Because this is a gift for someone who is a coach or who is a teacher or who is going to be a teacher. Like there's a lot of it can be applied for a lot of different people, and there's emotions applied to it, right? Like it's like, oh, look, this is a gift because you are going to make a difference. Like this is something that is going to tap into my sense of self-worth. Versus having a journal with a raccoon, you might see that at Target and somebody might buy that because they're like, it's cute. But on Etsy, it's not going to work because there's just not that emotional component.
And
Does
you
that
have to,
make sense? Yeah.
if you find like raccoon journal and you okay, you can buy it for $4,
Yeah.
35 or $40 or let's say 30. Would you buy if you have raccoon there? I don't think so. You have to think, okay, for how much people buying and to bring something extra for them, not just
Yeah.
some, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you guys have any other questions? No?
I think it was something in chat, but I think I will try to open it. I think I cannot open chat. I don't know.
The chat. I saw the color for text on a journal. We already went through that. Oh, what did you know about prompts that it will give you? Um,
I share my design and I want to ask how it looks. I communicate very simple. My English is I think fluent, but I communicate very simple with ChatGPT. And sometimes he doesn't understand, sometimes I don't understand, but we try to communicate the best way. Like I would say, okay, I don't like this sentence, and I copy, I say, okay, change me this, and okay, on third time maybe it's good. It's not like first time what he will give me answer. I like everything. I don't like some words because I don't understand it. Then I want all language what he use. I want like people will understand. And if it's give for 15 years old, I don't want it will be written for some 40 years old. So I'm trying to make simple text what people will understand, and it's working well for me.
and you can ask it for prompts. Be like, oh, I'm trying to create that. Please ask for a prompt, which is what the question was. She's like, I didn't know you could do that. Um, all right, guys. So let us know if you have any other questions. So really the purpose here today was to kind of like have somebody from inside our community share her experience, right? And make you understand that it's all about a journey and understanding that wherever you are is okay. Like the minute you stop giving yourself a hard time and understand that you're doing everything in you're learning and you are applying everything that we teach inside the community, like you are going to start getting results, right? And understanding that you have to be consistent. I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway is that consistency is what pays off. Obviously, we all have days where we feel frustrated, like myself included. I have days where I feel frustrated. Like just actually, it happened like a week ago. I got an email from Shopify that my theme, like for whatever reason, like the license like was off. So I had to deal with that. Like it's always going to happen. Like you're always going to have something happen. Like that's just part of entrepreneurship, right? But personally, I rather deal with that than deal with a boss. But that's just the type of the person I am. So yeah, guys, like just remember, like don't give up. And the other advice I want to give you as we head into Q4 is that if by next week you haven't found a winner, do not give up. Because actually, like I have a couple students, who did not find their winner till the end of Christmas. And because they had an evergreen product, they actually were able to get sales like in January and then February, and then everything started like, ramping up from there. So don't think the finish line is Black Friday, right? The finish line is not Black Friday. The finish line is when you decide to give up, essentially. Um, and the grass is always going to be greener somewhere else. And also we do everything in our power to share with you guys like a new methods. So something that we've shared inside the community is like we've been testing how to bring traffic using social media, and that's going to be a really game changer for 2025. Um, Now there's different ways of doing it. If you're inside the course, like make sure to rewatch that chapter, but like we talk about the power of threads. And the reason I'm really liking threads and it's really working for folks, which by the way, we've been testing print on demand and digital products, is that it's all text-based and you don't have to do video, right? Now, I'm not saying TikTok and like TikTok are great as well to get more eyeballs to your listings, but the only thing worth caveating is with threads, you're gonna get feedback much faster because it's all text-based. And a lot of it, it's much easier to get done and get the traction versus with TikTok, you have to do video. Um, what else? What else? What else? I think that's it.
Anna, yes, ChatGPT can speak with I don't know how many languages.
And
So
ChatGPT can speak a
if
lot of
I need
languages.
in my language, I will write. I will start to. If you can start to, I don't know from where you are, but you can start to write in your language, and it will give you answer in your language.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I love it.
I don't
Except
know if it's
Polish.
if it's the language if it's perfect. You have to probably test it on, yeah, as you say you're Polish, so you have to test it for Polish. So if I'm from Slovakia, by the way, so if I want to if I want something, sometimes I have to, yeah, if I want to know something in my language or to answer to give answer about some problem to my friends, I will ask in my language.
That's a really good tip, actually. It speaks Polish and Swedish. That's awesome.
It speak too many languages, yeah. Probably some are better than other, but yeah, it's good one, yeah.
And Julianne says, I asked my questions in French. Julianne, I didn't realize you were French. Welcome. Love it. All right, guys. Thank you. As usual, let us know if you have any additional questions inside the community. or inside the Facebook group, and we'll do our best to answer you guys. Anastasia, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today. I really appreciate it. And I love that you gave us your unfiltered experience because that's really helpful for everyone.
Yeah, because sometimes people will tell you how it's easy and oh, but it's in reality is not. And I understand everything what I read even in community, sorry, in Kajabi. I understand everybody. I understand when you want to give up. I understand when why nobody is selling. Sometimes even nowadays I say, okay, what I'm doing wrong, nobody is selling that. But maybe because we are putting this negative, negative, uh, negative,
Energy.
and
Yeah.
it happen if I have bad day, I have much less sales. So it all goes together. And
Yeah.
if we will be more grateful, we will have even better sales, which I
Yes.
am still working on it.
It's
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 not,
not easy, but it's
yeah,
not impossible. And
yeah,
also, it is easier when you know the right formula to use, right?
yeah.
So like for me, when I realized like, okay, this is what makes it easier, then everything changed, right? Versus the other way of doing things, I think it would have taken me like way longer to see any success, right? And I also think that's why it's important to like have other people to talk to, and a community because then you can have a sounding board. And then you can like know, okay, like did anybody else go through that in the past and how can I do to get through it? You know what I mean?
It's everything what we go through, somebody else as well went through. When I had
Yeah.
my son, I had depressions, and my thinking wasn't great, and I was thinking that's only me. And then I discovered so many women around me. So always everything what we experience, somebody experienced before us, and um, it's yeah, it's just I think better for our mind. We have to know we are not alone in this journey, and
And I love that you're wearing owl print necklaces, by the way.
no, that's different. That's different
It's
one.
not?
No, it's same, but it's different. I didn't buy it from Mount Print, but here I have here. Oh, sorry, I cannot. I don't know where is
It's
my. Here I have
blurry, yeah.
as well. I have.
I can't see because you have the blur on.
I know. I know.
Oh, I
I
thought it was like the outprint necklace. I was like, look at that.
I got from them. I wanted basically on-print necklace, and I was taking some photos, and I know they're preparing some videos for us and better pictures. So it's exciting. It's exciting time,
And they
The,
have new products that they just came up with as well. I'm really excited about the
and
Cuban
the
chain
new
and the
product,
bracelets.
they are preparing more items for us, which is good. It's good.
Yeah,
All more products, especially if you want to sell on print.
yeah, I love it.
And they are great. If you compare big company as Shinon and small company like Onprint, you see the customer service little bit different. And if you have some issue, I think they are more willing to work with you and
Yes, they are. Yeah,
uh,
I'll print like I've had issues in the past and he's resent items to customers versus Shine On, no. Like I've had to do the refund at times. Yeah, but that's yeah. Alex really cares and he's got a lot of love and yeah, he's a smaller company than Shine On. Like Shine On is good too, but I mean, they're in a different ball game. They have investors. It's just different.
and
So,
as well Shinon. What I don't like about Shinon, they don't even care how it's printed. If it's printed, they basically print it. If it's not straight, they don't care. But on print, they will put it how it's supposed to be. So I think even with Shinon, I think in lots of products we have better profit margin. But I think it's you have to see as well how many if you want to have negative reviews or you prefer positive reviews and customer service and deal, I don't have any basically issue with on-prem. I know price increase sucks, like everything. When we go every day to shop, it sucks because every time every day almost is increasing prices. But they also have business, and they also need to pay stuff. They also need to pay electricity. It's expensive to engrave stuff, and we have to think they have to buy as well the products. They don't make it from scratch, so even it sucks they increase prices, but we have to make it positive, and the boxes look nice. I got it at home, and it's nice experience for customers. And if I will do my jewelry, I will probably do the same way because we want to bring something extra. If you want to
Yeah.
sell for 12 euro, $12, then you probably don't need to care. But because we have little bit higher prices, I think it's good for customers to bring something special. And yeah, nowadays we probably make a little less profit with on print, at least myself. Even I increase prices, but it's still. But you have to think it's their business as well. It's I know how it's hard, everything pay and everything increasing for them, probably increase as well shipping costs and everything. So we have to always find something positive in in black hole, or I don't know in. But
Right.
I do.
You
You,
crack me up. But no, yeah, you're right. I mean, Outprint does put a lot of love into what they're doing. And so, yeah, price increase, we can't avoid. Shine On also had a price increase. As far as negative reviews, I mean, I've never had an issue with uh, with Outprint. I've had a couple products where I had negative reviews, but two things. One, usually Outprint takes care of it. And then, or it was just like an angry customer who was just, I mean, there was nothing I can do to save it. Um, with Shine On, I've I've never had any major issues. And if I've had, like I just refunded the customer. And the other thing worth noting is like you usually are gonna get happy customers. Like I've never they are angry customers. They usually come out at Christmas, and those folks usually like you have to decide whether or not you want to refund them or not. Like I've learned that sometimes a negative review is not the end of the world, right? Like sometimes I rather just like stand my ground, but it's up to you. It depends on your comfort level and whatnot and where you are in your journey. Like sometimes there's customers, there's nothing you can do to please them. They're gonna write a nasty review.
guys,
So
sorry, Luna. I
tell
can
me,
ask as well something what I am doing and it's working well for me. Let's say I have customer and he want to return something, but they are US customers. And because I'm from Europe, I have to offer
refund,
I have,
return. Yeah.
yeah, I have to offer return and refund and everything because it's a law and I have to follow the law. They see I'm from Europe. But it happens sometimes they don't know it's from I'm from Europe and they it's shipped from Florida or Miami or other, and they want to refund something, but the item costs me a lot because sometimes I say I as well do products which I have high profit margin and I make good money on them, and I love to do it because I make more money, of course. Who doesn't love more money? But sometimes they want to refund because it's not exactly how they think it will look. They don't understand the colors and everything. But I told them, okay, so I give them option. Okay, because I don't want to lose money. I don't want to have bad review. I don't want to lose money. But I always say, okay, I can have the product at home. Why not? So I try. Okay, I say, okay, I am from Europe. If you want refund, you will need to ship it to me. As per Etsy rules, you will need to pay shipping costs to me, and I'm from Europe. It will cost you lots of money.
Mhm.
Or I can. refund you 50%, which I am still calculating if I still will be in minus or no.
Hmm.
Oh, and you can keep it. And even I lose, I don't make money on that product, but I don't get bad reviews, and both sides we are happy. So yeah. And of course, ChatGPT is writing me that sentence because sometimes I feel to write something angry to customers, and the way how I sometimes
ChatGPT help. Yeah, I know.
I just love to work online because I don't need to deal with customers. As in restaurant, I have always customers, and I don't like rude customers, and I let them know I don't like rude customers, and if they don't like, okay, they can go because I can tell that it's my business, but it's good it's good online work because I we have time to think. We have time to think, okay, what I will reply, and you can ask ChatGPT the best
Yeah.
answer, and you can say, okay, tell it friendly way, tell it professional way, or you can speak because sometimes it's too professional, and I don't like it because if you previous communicate in one way, I don't like to switch.
And by the way, guys, always ask customers for photos. That's the other thing. Because you do have sneaky customers who will try to get things refunded, like because they're
We have free items here.
the free have free items. So the first step is always ask for a photo, right? If nothing's wrong with the item, you are in the right, to tell them nothing's wrong with the item. Like you can take either one approach, right? You could follow what Anastasia just gave you, tell them the 50% because you're in Europe, like they have to ship it back to you, blah blah blah. Or you can be like, nothing's wrong with the item, I can give you like a discount or whatever. It's up to you. Like you as a business owner make that judgment. And yeah, at the end of the day, you always want to figure out a way so you're still profitable, right? Or at least break even, right?
At,
When you
at
don't
least,
lose
yeah,
money.
at least you will, okay, you won't lose money for the item which you pay. I had customers 2 days ago. I was dealing with that. Finally, it finished very well because I sell, okay. What I sell, he wasn't happy how it turned out because he said the colors aren't great. So I told him, ChatGPT, give me explanation. Okay, this is process of this, and it will look, it won't look the bright. If we're talking about blankets, okay, it won't look the bright as it is. It will look different. And he wasn't happy, and he said, "Oh, I'm so pissed off how you reply me, even ChatGPT." ChatGPT helped me to reply, but he still was angry, and I said, okay, maybe what I can do, maybe I will have bad review now, because of course I want to try to
To keep your customer happy. Yeah.
keep customer happy, and he wasn't happy, and I offer him, okay, I can give you because it will cost me less money to offer him different products with same design. So
Mm-hmm.
I always think, okay, can I offer same design on different blanket, let's say? And he said, oh, I don't want any Sherpa blanket. I don't want. But after he asked me, it will be free. And I say yes. And he was so happy. He said, thank you so much. I'm so happy now. So always we have to think, okay, don't give up. And but sometimes happens, sometimes customers don't care, they don't even reply, and sometimes we get bad reviews. Sometimes I make it right and they still don't change their
Yeah,
bad.
it's true.
But
It's true. That is true. What
sometimes,
is the
yes,
best way and fastest way to complain to POD Printify that item was not printed on both sides of my product? The customer contacted me. Also, my sample pillows came assembled, but this customer received the pillowcase and pillows unassembled. Is that normal? So step one is have the customer take a photo. I don't know what that particular product that you sold is. So I'm not familiar with that product, but I would contact customer support, send them a photo, and if it's not supposed to be the way it's supposed to be, then the POD supplier needs to send a replacement. When it's not the way it's supposed to be, they need to send a replacement. Usually that's how it goes.
And Printify, I like Printify. They always refund me money if I have some issues. So I think they are great for us sellers, Printify. But I never sell pillows, so I don't know.
You know, yeah, I don't know which pillow you're referring to. It is via, no, you do it online. Yeah, you reach out to them in their chat support. Yeah,
You can chat with them. They are available.
yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. It's late for you, Anastasia, so I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna let all
Time
you
time
go.
to work, now.
Yeah, time to exactly.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.